They discovered it, they read it, and they applied it. It's the golden thread that connects the titans of the self-development industry, the source that spawned millions of millionaires, the original blueprint to success.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Think and Grow Rich.
Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It's a classic. A classic.
And I love Think and Grow Rich. I love it. It's right here. I mean, it's one of my favorite books of all time.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
This material is what changed my life. This is the material I study every day. From being an immigrant woman, coming from poverty, and really coming to America and literally achieving the American dream. I can't even tell you how grateful I am for this man, for what he did for me and my family.
Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve.
People don't realize is that when we let our ego get in our way, ego is the loss, the fear of loss. So need to be right, the need to be offended, the need to be hurt, fearful. When that trajectory changes, what happens is you continually go the wrong way. So my job as a coach is to say, let's get into the enjoyment of the direct pursuit of my potential. Right? And so when the light went on, it was not about the potential of making money and being an entrepreneur, which is one of my specialties. And I said to him, look, this is an opportunity now to show how great you really are. We can't let the outside voices, right, determine our success. The happiness that we have comes within. Why are you going to give that control to somebody else?
Thoughts become things. And I always wonder, why did no one teach us this? Why did we not learn this in school? Why did we not learn this from our families? If you make your study a priority, your life will change.
And I came up with 4 really valuable things that I took stock in. And the first one was gratitude. Simple gratitude. Although I grew up with nothing, I was always grateful. Throughout the whole process of consistently, persistently pursuing my potential, I was grateful. It made my past better, my present brighter, and my future even brighter than that. In fact, I tell people all the time, if you want to change your life, change your employee's life, your family life, it's very simple. 2 words, say thank you. Welcome, everyone. The first time Napoleon Hill Institute training is being done from Italy, but we will not miss a date. That's how committed we are to what we do. I want to remind everybody that we are traveling around and would love for you to join us. We are in Italy now. We're doing a meetup next in, that's right, unbelievable, Capri, Italy. Come and join us, meetup holding court. Couple of interviews. Join us in Capri. Email me, david@dmelter.com. And then we get back. Let's flash the schedule up there, Gigi, if you wouldn't mind. If you're going to be in any of these cities, come and meet us for our VIP dinners, meetups, holding court, speeches, interviews. Where are the cities? Phoenix, Indianapolis, Minnesota, South Dakota, San Diego, Los Alamitos for Go Fund Yourself, Boise, Idaho, and Denver. So we're rocking and rolling throughout the month. It doesn't even constitute where and everywhere we're going to be. As you can see on the bottom, all you got to do is email me, david@dmelter.com to join me. Not a problem. Or text me if you want to be invited, not obligated to come. It's not a problem. 949-298-2905. 949-298-2905. And then finally, we have started through football season. We'll mirror our football season with our pre-launch of pre-orders. We are launching Don't Do Business with Dick's. Pre-order your copy now. It will launch at Super Bowl 2026. Go to don'tdobusinesswithdicks.com. We appreciate that. All right, let's get right to the training. Today's training is something more pragmatic than normal. It's stacking our skills, not trends. So many people are stacking trends and wondering why they're not getting to where they want to be or better. They haven't taken inventory of the skills, knowledge, and desires that they have. And trends, although they be very noisy They do not compound. Skills are the things that compound. Behaviors compound. Every season brings a new hack, platform, or play that promises overnight results. It's the shortcut to where you want to be or better. But as always, when you take a shortcut, you're going to have to go to the back of the line. These shortcuts disappear. What endures is your capabilities, aligned with what's doing well, what's stable, and you think what's doing well, how clearly you articulate or communicate, how well you listen, and how quickly you adapt to the circumstances each and every day, aligned with how consistently you execute on and how effectively you create and convert value will determine those stacking that outcomes that are compounding. This training, which I will send to all of you, just email me if you'd like the training guides and exercises. This training to David at dmeltzer.com. First name David at dmeltzer.com. This training will reframe your entire career as a portfolio of timeless skills that appreciate, compound, and accelerate over time. Instead of chasing the next big thing, not the trends, we're going to stack the 20 skills that always pay across relationships, leaderships, personal mastery, and value creation. We will become the person who thrives in any market, any circumstance, on any team, in any role. I want to make sure you know you can have this training. This will change your life. David at dmeltzer.com. Be more interested than interesting. Focus on the fundamentals and let the compounding do the heavy lifting. The first lesson is foundational human skills. Effective communication, active listening, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and time management. These are the foundational human skills. It allows us to make humans more human. It's why we can leverage AI with effective communication, active listening, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and time management. Human skills are the universal currency of one thing. These human skills I listed out are the currency of trust. Clarify and clarity creates confidence and comfortability. Presence creates connection. Adaptability sustains momentum when conditions change, which they will inevitably, instantly, and obviously change the minute an agreement is made, the circumstances arise. Anytime we have any type of verbal, oral, written, with consideration or not, the conditions will change guaranteed instantly and obviously. So many founders that I work with, they stop pitching and start listening. They use the open-ended, open question guide that I'll provide to all of you once again, David at dmeltzer.com, by finding out and mirroring where they are today, the language and the feelings. They surface unstated needs and close without pressure with a simple, would it help you if? Or compound their success with, do you know anyone that could help me? Attention and intention is the gateway to conversion. Being more interested than interesting, listening for what's said, unsaid, and what's truly meant. We need to take action with these daily listening habits. Practice summarizing what you hear. So, what I hear you saying is, and would it help you if? Create these time as a love language logs that allow you to audit and align the calendar with your values of with your intention, with a definiteness of purpose to do, say, think, feel, and believe aligned with where you want to be. Adopt a change trigger. When plans change, and as I always say, when you want to make God laugh at you, come up with a well-developed plan. What's the new best use of now? I'm going to repeat that. What is the new best use of now, according to the what, the who, and the how, so that we reprioritize what we pre-prioritized before? The next lesson in the stacking of skills is understanding relationship and leadership skills, networking and relationship building, negotiation, mentorship, giving and receiving, leadership through service, and conflict resolution will stack and exponentially compound the success in any job, environment, economy. Why is that? Life is a community, not a competition. And more people are realizing how important these communities are as the social silos are created and perpetuated. Relationships and equity compounds faster than any single transaction, negotiation, or business deal. A negotiator who insists on win-win or no deal preserves one thing: the community. The relationships within the community grow when we insist on creating a win-win or no deal approach. We earn referrals from the times that we say no or no deal. We build trust through these valuable skill sets that are relationship based, and negotiation, mentorship, leadership through service without conflict will help assist in the aggregation, acceleration, and compounding of that success. Service creates authority and credibility. Utilizing our cancel, clear, connect to resolve friction quickly and keep compounding trust by utilizing the stacking of skills to build these relationships and make the investment in the community. When we map our relationship equity portfolio as assets, liabilities, and new investments, we can find a quantitative measurements on how best to get to where we want to be by utilizing knowing our who we can help, and who can help us. We can schedule the mentoring sessions with our teachers and students and mentors and coaches each and every day, week, and month. We can use a single resolution script to help to avoid conflict. I understand. Is this what you're saying? But here's what we can do. Does that sound fair? These and other terms, which I can give to you, will help to assist in the conflict that exists when we're trying to create a win-win situation by utilizing the skill sets of relationship and leadership. The third lesson in skill stacking is our personal mastery skills. Things like discipline, self-discipline, and critical thinking, decision making and prioritization, resilience, and the continuous learning. Utilizing that open-minded, open-ended question guides. Consistency is the new currency of the personal mastery of skills. Master your response to the reactions to fear. Master your response to a quantitative analysis. Master the open-minded, open-ended question guide, which I'll provide to everybody, david@dmeltzer.com, and you will master the results that you desire, regardless of the economy, the business situation, the industry, careers, and jobs that you pursue. So many leaders I work with use timing over tension. They wait for the right window to decide what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, to prioritize and reprioritize. They avoid reworking and they dismiss buyer's remorse. We want to fall forward when it comes to this skill set as we stack our ability to have our personal skills and the mastery of consistent, persistent pursuit of our own values, personally, experientially, giving and receiving. Fail fast, fail better. Self-discipline of habits, conditional, unconditional, will beat the intensity that causes burnout. Remember, process protects our purpose. And if our purpose is greater than our pain, we will eventually get to where we want to be. But is it the process that protects that purpose, the definiteness of purpose? And today we have so many tools that we can utilize within the context of personal mastery to effectuate a better process to protect our definiteness of purpose. What I suggest we do is set at least 3 non-negotiables each and every day, no matter what, consistently in the pursuit, and make it the most important things like sleep or family or health, and track them. Don't stack L's, stack W's. If you do have to make an exception and you don't get the sleep, you don't get the family time, you don't get the workout time that you have created as a non-negotiable, then make sure it's a double priority the next day, a double non-negotiable. 1 time is an exemption, 2 times is the beginning of a new habit. Let's use the prioritization process as a decision filter to understand the impact, the reversibility, the timing, the risk tolerance. Then we can ask. So many people make critical decisions, especially in investment, and I'll ask them, what's your timing and risk tolerance? And they won't even know. I always tell them, if you don't know your timing and risk tolerance, no matter what, you're going to end up resenting and feeling guilty. When you know your timing and risk tolerance, you might lose your money or time or value, but you're just going to be disappointed, not resentful and guilty. You will have the correct meaning of that mistake, meaning of the past, aligned with where you want to be or better. And yet disappointment, it will not limit that future, will not cast a shadow on that future. You will not have a self-image that is not expanding, growing, and stacking through these skills. Create weekly learning blocks to help you develop the skills, the knowledge, and the desire aligned with where you want to be or better, utilizing what's working, what's not working, what is you don't know, what you like and what you don't like. Find the best methodology to do so. The 4th lesson is value creation skills. These would include things like sales, storytelling, financial literacy, problem solving, creativity, and imagination. Utilizing value creation skills allow the markets to reward the problems that you solve. Remember, every problem has a solution within it, just a lapse of time until you figure out the resolution, the resolution to your problem, but the solution is already in existence. It's just a lapse of time before you use your value creation skills and other skills to stack them, to find them, to shorten the distance of resistance. And if anybody would like these skills from storytelling, financial literacy, problem solving, creativity, and imagination, along with the other lessons, david@dmeltzer.com. I will give you this exercise guide, this training manual to remind, remember, and recollect you to how you can stack your skills and not worry about the trends, the shortcuts. Because once again, if you take those shortcuts, you're going to end up at the back of the line. I promise you. As the markets reward these solved problems, sales funds the mission. Stories earns the attention. Numbers tell the truth. Imagination finds the leverage. These are the value creation skills that help us stack an exponential outcome that we desire. So many salespeople that I work with, they pair their 60-second origin story with a simple ROI breakdown and turns curiosity into commitment. As we tell the stories and teach the lessons, we can transform our interest into commitment, our curiosity into commitment. Remember, it's stories that get people to care, to feel, and people will only remember what they feel. People buy on emotion for logical reasons. It is the data that gets people to believe, and when we combine them both, they convert. Once again, people buy on emotion for logical reasons. We want to make sure that we're capturing as many stories that resonate with us because it's our true essence, our true frequency that comes across and makes people feel a certain way. So many times we write down everything that people have to say or nothing that they said. And all I suggest is that you write down what resonates with you, what makes you feel strongly in agreement or strongly in disagreement. And if you create a capture folder, I create mine in Outlook. I send all the things that resonate with me into Outlook, put them into a folder, and then I create stories and lessons around those things that resonate with me. And then I can categorize, subcategorize, use AI to organize, and then be able to facilitate all types of different content, all types of different speeches, books, interviews. So many different things can come from the frequency of the resonance of these lessons that I've created stories around to help people with their emotional connection and the logic that's necessary and combine both of them to convert them. It is those stories that end in a question and a next step. Build your own personal P&L, cash flow, a snapshot. Check and know the consciousness of your accounts. This can only occur by doing it every single day. Run a daily one problem, three solutions, creativity salon. Uh, when I know that there's a problem, I know the solution exists in the problems. I also know there's more than one solution to the problem. There's resolutions, resolutions. So I try to come up with three solutions to any bigger problem. And I create an sprint of creativity, a salon of solutions that allow for the acceleration, aggregation, and compounding of the impact in solutions and outcomes that I desire. Utilize that personal value creation skill. Lesson 5 is understanding the rule of 72. Well, Warren Buffett and Einstein and so many others have talked, Napoleon Hill especially, about the compounding effect. As we take these skills and we stack them, stacking skills stacks value. Each skill that we master pays us in multiple currencies, revenues, relationships, reputation, and fulfillment, including into a definiteness of purpose, taking away the interference of drifting. Over the decades, as a professional who has invested in communication, negotiation, financial literacy, we have outperformed the trends and the trend chasers through every market cycle. Trends take you up and down, skills take you forward. Skill stacking and a compounding effect that they have will only create an acceleration and an aggregation of what you need and who you need in order to get to where you want to be or better. Choose three of the skills within any of the categories to work on and develop, and make sure you're scheduling your repetitions, the consistent, persistent pursuit, and identifying non-negotiable and negotiable behaviors to compound, making sure that you're doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and believing aligned with where you want to be or better. Create a scoreboard if you need to, with inputs and outcomes, solutions and resolutions to each of the skills that have impacted and aggregated and accelerated you to where you want to be or better. Teach skills to somebody else as you are learning them. The fastest way to get to where you want to be is find someone that's already there and ask them for directions, but also teach somebody the directions to get to where you are. What you give, you get to keep. The more you give, the more you're given. And as we work through these different skills and understand the longevity that doesn't come from catching every single wave, it comes from building the engine that rides all of this. When you stack skills, communication with sales, EQ, IQ, with prioritization, decision making, storytelling with finance, financial literacy, with the lessons, You'll multiply the outcomes across your money relationships and now have a clear meaning to where you want to be or better relative to the lessons you've learned from the past. Effective communication provides inspiration. Active listening provides a learning process. Emotional intelligence allows us to guide ourselves in every situation to cause the adaptability that allows us to utilize time in a productive, effective, and accessible manner. Our relationships and leadership, understanding how do we create a community of people that want to help each other and know people that help each other? How do we create relationships of people that are going to buy from us and sell for us for life? How do we negotiate and know the perceived value and the bottom line of value and be able to articulate that value to exceed what we're asking for? Understand the giving and receiving and mentorship, knowing our who can help us and who we can help, and utilizing the compassionate capitalist, the leadership through service and value that creates the conflict resolution to help us get to where we want to be or better. With that leadership, it leads us into a personal mastery of skill, self discipline, to have non negotiable, negotiable behaviors, to be able to have planned and unplanned, to be able to have paid for and unpaid for, to align them with the behaviors and utilizing the time each and every day, the 24 hours that we're guaranteed, giving minimums amount of time to be disciplined in the behaviors that are aligned, to be a critical thinker, to go beyond where we want to be or better and think about things in a pragmatic manner in an infinite opportunity. Understanding, knowing our what, our who, and our how allows us to make decisions without decision fatigue, prioritizing not only the decisions we make by what's important to us, not what's urgent, urgency being a subset, but also to understand what decisions are not necessary of a trusting and vetting process that we can make immediately to save time, emotion, and value, creating less distance or resistance, which manifests itself as resilience. This continual learning process within the personal mastery skill set will allow us to accelerate, aggregate, and compound the values that we provide. We mustn't forget the sales skills that are necessary, the storytelling, the financial literacy, the problem solving, and the creativity and imagination in the value creation skills that also need to be stacked. Understanding the Five to Thrive system, which I'll be happy to send to everybody. Stimulating interest, transitioning interest, sharing a vision, how to manage and develop a vision using a go, no go plan and the 3 no rule, and then building that community that thrives of people that buy from each other and sell for each other for life. Utilizing the capture of the resonating stories and lessons in order to facilitate a communication of value. Utilizing quantitatively financial literacy and education, knowing that every problem has a solution within it. It's just a lapse of time until you find the resolution or the resolution. How important it is to tap into the infinite with a co-creation, a commandment, and an imagination. Utilizing the compounding effect of what we do when we are consistent and persistent in the pursuit of our potential. Stacking these skills will matter. Multiple currencies, revenues, relationships, reputation, and purpose. Finding who we are and how we can get it done. No matter what's doing well, what's stable, what you think is doing well. We align these skills with the industry, careers, and jobs that we desire. Knowing the who and knowing the what, knowing the how and applying the why. Understanding how our daily behaviors will get us to where we want to be or better. Longevity doesn't come from catching every wave, it comes from building a process, an engine that rides all of them. When you stack skills, communicate them with EQ and IQ, prioritization, storytelling, financial literacy, you multiply the outcomes across money relationships with meaning. The meaning of the past aligned with where you want to be or better, not limiting your self-image, notating what? You'll never overachieve your own self-image. So let's start now stacking these skills, not the trends. Choose the skills to sharpen. Schedule your reps with a minimum amount of time each day, knowing that 2 minutes a day equals 2 hours on a Saturday. And teach one skill to someone else within the same period of time. Make sure that we're quantifying and measuring and tracking the inputs. Celebrate all that celebrate, the small wins, the mistakes, failures, setbacks, defining moments, and let the scoreboard keep you honest. Trends will take you up and take you down. Skills will take you forward. Commit to skill stacking, and your impact will compound long after the fad or the cycle moves on. This has been our Napoleon Hill training on stack skills, not trends. Appreciate everybody joining us, especially here from Italy. Please email me if you'd like the guide or exercises, the 5 daily practices, the open-minded, open-ended question guide, the go, no go plan, the 5 to Thrive system. All you do is email me. I'll be happy to send it to you, david@dmeltzer.com. Make sure you text us if you'd like to be invited to all of those cities we're going to be in, from Italy to Phoenix to South Dakota, San Diego, Indianapolis, Minnesota, Los Alamitos, Boise, Denver. The list goes on and on. We're in 200 cities a year. 949-298-2905. Join our text community. If you don't want to be invited, do not text me at 949-298-2905. Once again, get the training guide exercises. Please just email me. I'll send it right out to you. David@dmeltzer.com. I want to thank my team. I want to thank the Napoleon Hill Institute. But most importantly, remember, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Hit it, Gigi.
They discovered it, they read it, and they applied it. It's the golden thread that connects the titans of the self-development industry, the source that spawned millions of millionaires, the original blueprint to success.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Think and Grow Rich.
Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It's a classic. A classic.
And I love Think and Grow Rich. I love it. It's right here. I mean, it's one of my favorite books of all time.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
This material is what changed my life. This is the material I study every day. From being an immigrant woman, coming from poverty, and really coming to America and literally achieving the American dream. I can't even tell you how grateful I am for this man, for what he did for me and my family.
Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve.
People don't realize is that when we let our ego get in our way, ego is the loss, the fear of loss. So need to be right, the need to be offended, the need to be hurt, fearful. When that trajectory changes, what happens is you continually go the wrong way. So my job as a coach is to say, let's get into the enjoyment of the direct pursuit of my potential. Right? And so when the light went on, it was not about the potential of making money and being an entrepreneur, which is one of my specialties. And I said to him, look, this is an opportunity now to show how great you really are. We can't let the outside voices, right, determine our success. The happiness that we have comes within. Why are you going to give that control to somebody else?
Thoughts become things. And I always wonder, why did no one teach us this? Why did we not learn this in school? Why did we not learn this from our families? If you make your study a priority, your life will change.
And I came up with 4 really valuable things that I took stock in. And the first one was gratitude. Simple gratitude. Although I grew up with nothing, I was always grateful. Throughout the whole process of consistently, persistently pursuing my potential, I was grateful. It made my past better, my present brighter, and my future even brighter than that. In fact, I tell people all the time, if you want to change your life, change your employee's life, your family life, it's very simple. 2 words, say thank you.